Welcome to Economics Happy Hour. My name's Matt.
And my name is Jadrian.
It is lovely mid-July day. Actually, it's a rainy mid-July day here. Yeah, I don't know what it is like in how is life in Blacksburg?
A little bit of both. There's
Okay.
moments where it's like really sunny, and then yesterday it just like poured for an hour, and then back to sun like nothing happened.
Sure, sure. Summer's still going well for you?
Hmm. I can't honestly. It's one of those I can't complain. I wish I had more time. I think we all wish that. We're working on projects, trying to get stuff done, trying to go back over old stuff from the spring. Never enough. There's never enough summertime to do all the stuff that I want to do.
Sure, sure. So this will drop on Thursday, assuming I don't screw up and, misread a text like last time, which I am sorry about. I was traveling and I get the text and I was like, "Oh, Jadrian, post." And in
Finished
my
it early.
mind, it was like, "Hey, I edited it and the post is scheduled." No, it was the post is set to schedule. And Sunday, if you hadn't realized it by Sunday, I mean, who knows what probably would have been today.
I got the notice that you had posted it on YouTube, so I just sort of ignored the fact that I didn't get the email about it, but I got the notice. It was
Yeah,
like the new episodes dropped on YouTube, and I go, oh yeah, it's fine. The email's coming later. And then
that's
it was
because
only when I was looking
I
at my to-do list,
scheduled the
and I go, I didn't
YouTube.
mark this off.
The moment I put the YouTube on, I schedule it immediately and put it on Premiere, so we'll see it even if I miss the scheduling on it. But so sorry to all our listeners, that was 100% my fault. But the episode released Sunday instead of Thursday. But if all goes right, this will be dropped on Thursday, July 24th, just a few days before the Jet Set conference, which looking
Yeah,
forward to it, or Jet Set, which symposium is within the name, but I still say Jet Set conference.
that's I do the same thing.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing all of the great people who are coming to the symposium. Should be a good time. If you are coming to the symposium and have something fascinating you'd like to talk to us about, we will happily buy the beer for you while we
Mhm.
discuss. So, on that note, what is the beer today?
Speaking of, I'm glad you brought up Jet Set. Usually it's me that brings it up, but I'm happy to take a Jet Set recommendation. I am Matt. I'm very close to finishing out the fridge. I like the beer.
Awesome.
My beer section's almost done. I the cold beer. There's not refrigerated beer in the garage that needs to go in. But in my refrigerator, I think I'm mentally trying to picture the beer shelf.
Yep.
I think I'm down to like eight. I think I'm really
Wow.
close. Unfortunately, there are eight that are very hard for us to drink together. So I'm gonna have a hard one to drink together. I'm
Okay.
having a beer from I think the Cincinnati Jet Set. She's been in here a long time. It is from the West Sixth Brewing in Lexington, Kentucky. It is a pay it forward cocoa porter. Somebody gave us this. I think it
Okay.
was in Cincinnati. It could have maybe it was in Blacksburg. I don't know. It was at a Jet
Sure.
Set. I remember bringing back this purple can, but
Yeah.
the problem is it's a cocoa porter. And if you didn't pick up what Matt and I said earlier, it's been a warm one. Not
It's
exactly cocoa porter weather.
yeah. And so you would not get, I joked with Jadrian here before we started that he would never guess what I was
Okay,
having today.
let me actually think. Hold on.
Okay.
Give me a hint. Is it beer or is it a cocktail?
It is beer. I could give you, I'll let you take one guess and then I'll give you a huge hint at another once you get the first one wrong.
Modelo.
No. The huge hint is I am adapting what I'm going to drink because I had a migraine this morning. I don't get them often.
Hmm.
And then I had Excedrin migraine. And I don't know if you know anything about what the labels on Excedrin migraine say. It
No, I
says
don't.
to be careful on limiting the consumption. So I am having a non-alcoholic beer that I haven't had before, and you're going to laugh when you see this, but it's actually surprisingly good.
Oh,
Budweiser
oh.
Zero.
So actually, my first guess was going to be a Bud Light. So I was going to be
Okay,
really close.
I would have given you the points for that one.
In my mind, I go, he's having a Bud Light. And I go, no, he's probably not having a Bud Light. I've never heard Matt drink that. Oh,
Bud
dang it.
Zero. I would have
To
given
have
you the
been
credit for
so
that.
close.
That would have been so awesome. That would have been
Oh,
great. But no, I'm glad things are going well. Summer here has been good. I mean, I'm actually back in the dean role now, and that's been a nice. It was a sabbatical was wonderful, but it's also been nice to kind of get back into the swing of things. And
man, I was supposed to ask you some post-sabbatical questions.
Yeah.
Did you achieve your goals? I'll ask an easy one. I can save the other ones for a future
I
episode.
mean, kind of like you say, there's always more. The book that I was working on, I have it all written except the conclusion, like a first draft.
Okay.
I really wanted to get a book proposal done before
Hmm.
sabbatical ended, and it's not because it's probably the thing I don't want to do, and that's
Yeah,
bad. And so then it's fine. Now I need to find the motivation to just do it, to get that done
sure.
and to shop it around. Had some help from a couple great people who are listeners of the vlog on publishers to try to send it to. But but no, I felt like I got it was awesome to be an economist again. I mean, I'm always an economist, but like research was my world for a number of months, and that was fantastic and reflected a little on
Yeah.
future roles potentially. No, it was. I highly recommend sabbaticals for those who have the opportunity.
Bill Goff started something over the summer that has been super helpful. And he does it during the regular semester. And I wish I need to do a better job of carving out that time at the beginning, but he does a writing workshop, not workshop, but like a dedicated couple hours, a writer's block where a bunch of people log on. We do it on Zoom.
Yep.
We don't really talk to each other, but it's a 4 hour time block that we sit there. We kick off of, what's going on, what's happening, what are you working on?
Yeah.
And I have found it incredibly productive. I
That's
log out of my email. For those couple hours, I really just sort of focus on a project that I'm working on because I'm very productive because have you ever heard of Pomodoros? I don't know if we've talked about this.
I
I
don't
can,
know.
I can show you. It's the idea is like I shouldn't have, you can see Matt if
Oh,
you want to see it.
yeah, yeah, I see it. I see it.
So
Is
it's
it
like a
kind of
little,
like these things that my
yes,
wife has? Yep.
yes. So the idea is you work for 25 minutes, then you take a 5 minute break, 25 minutes, 5 minute break. You sort of purposely block your time like that. So it gives you like a little mental break. But my problem is I get sucked into emails as soon as I see it, I just feel like I have to answer it immediately. But these writing windows, I log out of my email and I just really focus. And I think it's been really successful. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
try to do
awesome.
it in the fall. We'll see. We'll see if I can do it.
That's great. No, that's great. So today we are discussing something that started its life on as a link on the Monday Economist Tuesday Links edition. The title of the Bloomberg article is CEO spends 1.83 million Amex points to pay surprise tariff bill. An $11,000 tariff bill
Uh,
arrived without warning, and Robert Keeley reached for one of his last financial lifelines and cashed in 1.83 million American Express reward points to pay it. He runs Keeley Electronics, guitar pedal manufacturer with 35 employees in Oklahoma City. Uh, it's an interesting story. We'll link to the story in the description.
yeah.
But we're going to talk a little bit about the idea of like rewards, credit cards, rewards scheme, frequent flyer, miles. I'll start with this. How big are you on points collection, on credit card schemes, on all of these things?
I'm not. I'm
You're
so
not?
bad about it.
Okay.
Um, I recognize them. So I would say maybe on the points on the cards, no. When it comes to points for things like like Delta miles or Marriott points, I will often spend a little bit more money to fly on those, like fly on Delta or stay at a Marriott. I know I could stay somewhere cheaper or fly cheaper. I'm not doing it for the miles. Well, I'm saying I'm not doing it for the miles, but I obviously appreciate the points and the miles.
Yeah.
I appreciate those brands and I'm willing to pay a little bit more for those brands. And it's also nice that I get some sort of status on those brands. But I think even if the status was gone and it was a little bit cheaper, but it was still more expensive, I'd probably still pay for it. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I actually have a Excel spreadsheet that's titled All Rewards Account Information
Oh,
that
okay. So you're
has like
tracking it closely.
well, it just has all the number. I mean, there's so many
Oh,
numbers, and like not. I'm not really tracking how much I have.
okay.
I just need this to track. I bought from a flight that was on American today because that was just the airport that was
Hmm.
direct, and I'm like,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, autofill didn't have it. So I had to open up the spreadsheet to just have this. And
I have one of these for rental cars. I know what you're talking about. I have one for
yeah,
rental cars and hotels, and yeah.
I probably erred too much on the side of trying to reap rewards benefits, I would think. I have two Marriott credit cards.
Okay.
One of them to me is clearly good value. The other one I'm thinking of canceling. The one of
Okay.
them is $100 annual fee, and I get a free night. And I travel enough, but for personal stuff that free night is worth more than $100. So
Mhm.
that one's easy, and you get like some bonus nights towards the status. The other one is a $600 annual fee, which is a lot. However, you do get $25 a month back if you eat at restaurants, which pretty much
Okay.
every month. So that's just 300 of it back right off the top. The You get a lot of bonus nights that get you to the higher status, and
Mhm.
then you get a free night, and this free night is actually worth a ton of points. So it could be a free night in Manhattan that would cost that much or more. And there's a couple other small perks with this. So I actually have two, and that's allowed me to get then because I'm titanium elite on Marriott, I now am silver on United. And I got upgraded to business class once on a London trip, and it wouldn't have happened if it weren't for this. So I on Marriott, it's like I'm probably overly loyal to Marriott, but it does pay off, and the
Yeah.
rooms are quality, and but that's just one of them. Sadly, I've got way more on all of this stuff, like different brands.
So I have a Delta. So I have two. I have Delta credit card. I go
Okay.
airline style, right? So I have a Delta credit card and I have an American credit card. I don't like flying American. I hate flying American. But I don't know what the annual fee is, but the annual fee on that's pretty low.
Yep.
You get checked bags for it.
Yep.
And so I
Yep.
think it's one of those, I want to say it, this is where I really should know better. I think it's low enough that like if I fly twice, it
Yeah,
I check
I
the
think you're
bag.
right. I think it's $100.
Yeah, I mean it's low. But on the Delta side, I have whatever the top one is, right? I'm in the same boat. It's the $600 annual fee, but
Yep.
I'm going to read off the same things that you do, right? I think I get a $300 credit each year. Uh,
Sure.
I get a companion pass, which is basically, right, I get a free ticket to go somewhere. The upper one comes with lounge access, which by itself, I think is $500.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm
But
automatic upgrades. I pretty much fly. I don't remember the last time I flew in regular economy. I think
yeah.
immediately I'm upgraded to a Comfort Plus. Most of the time, at least at a Roanoke, I usually fly first class at a Roanoke. I usually get that upgrade. I can't get the other ones.
Okay.
Um, but I've thought about this should I be doing an airline credit card? Should I switch to the hotel credit card? I don't know. I don't
For
know.
I would do an airline if I was at an airport that had a hub for one of them. Like if I was
I've only been in State College and
yeah.
Blacksburg, right? I don't have a hub.
No, yeah, that's true. If I was near Newark, because I would if I had the United credit, if I was near Newark, I'd get a United credit card. The problem with me getting a United credit card now is there are times where, like I'm near the Philly airport for a trip, so Philly has American and it goes nonstop to where I want to go. I'm gonna fly there, and I would just be cranky that I'm not getting my free upgrade from my United if I had spent 600 on that credit card.
I think one of my problems is I feel like I'm more loyal on airlines. I feel like the difference between a Delta flight and American is, I mean, I should say for Blacksburg, I mean, there's United here, but
Hmm.
United is never the cheapest. It is always either
Okay.
Delta or American because we have Charlotte and Atlanta as our close hubs. So like those are always the cheapest ones. So I don't even consider United.
Okay.
But like when I look at the difference between Delta and American, I feel like there's a big gap in terms of quality of how they treat you, the planes, the cities, the connections, the prices. I
Okay.
don't find that the gap between a Marriott and a Hyatt that different. Or a Hilton,
Yeah.
maybe. Are you right? Like they're similar enough. I'm never staying in a hotel long enough that I need like executive privileges or conference rooms. Like I really am just sort of sleeping in the hotel,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're pretty fine. They're both similar enough.
Yeah. I think there's a benefit. Now, if there's wild price differences, then this is going to be costly. The benefit is just once you stay enough nights, the rewards back, the
Yeah.
points back you get become much more valuable. So,
Right.
and
No, so I'm thinking about it from a credit card standpoint. So I
yeah,
definitely understand essentially paying to get the nights. I've never seen I guess when I think about a credit card, I'm going to use one or the other. I feel like I'm not going to put enough money on, I'm not going to charge enough on separately that I should, right? I should instead charge all of it on one and maximize whatever the charge benefit is on one.
yeah.
But I've heard that the Delta one is like the worst one, like charging and getting credit.
So that I've gotten in, I've taken advantage of, there's a free offer, you get a free year annual fee. I've taken advantage of a lot of those over the
Mhm.
years and then tried to cancel after a year. And I have an American card now because a year and a half ago I applied to get whatever 70,000 bonus miles. And then I went to cancel it. And of course, they don't want me to cancel it. So they offered the next year free. I'm like, okay, I'll keep it, not pay the
Yeah,
annual fee. But
for
so,
$100, if you take a family trip and you all check bags, you paid the annual fee. Like,
yeah, I mean, what's the likelihood of a family trip on any one airline is actually, I think, low enough for us. I would have to own all of the cards.
yeah,
I don't think that's necessarily worth it. But so and then I've got all of the stuff. It's probably too much. I don't know what the ROI, like the hourly return for thinking about this, probably is not worth it. Almost certainly for me. But it's gamification a little bit makes it kind of fun. I mean, we're on Untapped.
yeah.
There's no money. Actually, I don't know that I've entered Bud Zero on Untapped. I don't know. It might kick me off or freeze my account if I try. But
That'd be one of the lowest rated beers that's on the app.
but I'm going to so if you find it fun, a little bit of loyalty. So flipping this around though, we're thinking about the economics of the rewards programs and the economics of the cards. I called to cancel my American card, and they clearly desperately wanted to keep me because they just waived the annual fee for a year. Just
Yeah.
waived it. Um, have you thought much about like the economics behind these rewards programs or the economics behind the rewards credit cards?
I have because I don't remember. I probably saw it as a YouTube video or something or a news article of just essentially. I mean, so the argument behind it, right, is that so Matt and I are talking about all these free things that we're getting. These things aren't free. Like like we know better. We're both really smart people. These aren't free. It's this sort of I don't remember the article I saw. I wish I probably should have prepped for this. It was about sort of the inequality behind people who get all these perks off a cash back on a
Mhm.
Discover card, all that sort of stuff. Companies, when you buy stuff, pay a 3% fee or 2.5% if it's Visa or MasterCard. Like they pay lower fees for Visa, MasterCard, higher fees for Discover and American Express. But we pay fees, I shouldn't say we, the companies accepting your credit card are paying fees to the credit card companies, which they can then spend to give you incentives to then use your credit card more so that they get more fees. And a lot of the stuff I had seen was just this sort of for a lot of places you have to sort of raise prices to cover all your credit card fees because it's just a slightly higher cost of doing business. And so the idea is that cash customers at a place like Target are technically paying more to offset the credit card fees that all the rest of us are getting,
Yep.
and we're getting the benefits behind it. Does that mean I want to get rid of the credit card? Like, do I want to get rid of the perks? No. Like, I like all these great benefits, but I do think about that in a sense. Like when I cash these things in, I sit there and I go, "This isn't free. This is a collection of tiny fees that millions of people have paid, and I'm cashing it in. And every time that they
Yeah.
offer me some sort of new perk or benefit, somebody else is really paying for my perk and benefit. Because I'm very, just like you just said, I'm very careful about making sure if you're going to charge me that amount each year, I'm going to get the equivalent credit for it. I'm not going to be that person who pays an annual fee and doesn't get some sort of
Take advantage.
take advantage of
So
it. Like I'm going to get my
there's
money back.
there is a CNN article has how much Delta received from American Express for its co-branded Delta Amex card in
Okay. Well,
2023.
let me guess. This will be we could
Yes,
weave
I
some
was gonna.
trivia in here. Okay,
This is
rephrase the question. Act like you're a trivia
Oh,
master.
I'll actually read the full sentence to
Okay.
you, and I'll blank, and I won't say the money.
Okay.
Last year, Delta Airlines received blank in revenue from American Express on its co-branded Delta Amex card.
Okay.
So how much is did Delta receive?
I'm gonna even talk through my logic here. So that way we can practice good logical thinking.
Yes,
So
I like it.
Delta has three credit cards. I believe they're 100, 250, and $500 a piece. So I'll say that the average fee is
Are they
probably
all Amex? Are they all
yeah,
Amex
they're
cards?
all three
Okay,
Amex
okay.
ones.
Yep, okay.
I'm gonna say the average fee is $200. I'm gonna put it on the bottom side because I don't think a lot of people have the highest one, and there's probably a lot of have the lowest one. So I'm gonna say it's $200 per person. Now the question is, how many people have this Delta credit card? Okay, there's like 350 million people, but they're not all adults. So maybe there's 280 adults in the United States, but not all of them have a credit card. So some of them are households. So we'll cut that in half. So we'll say 140 households. Maybe 50 million households have a credit card. So I'll say 200 times 50 million, $10 billion. That's way too much money. That's not right. Am I
10,
close?
10 billion. So 50 million households have a Delta credit card.
No, that's too high. There's not that many that
Okay.
have it. I'm gonna go 5 million. Okay, let's cut that down by a factor of 10. So let's go $1 billion.
So I like your analysis. And there has to I think your numbers on the average for the fee is right. I don't know the numbers on that are getting the credit card. Um, I'm guessing they get extra fees because
Yeah.
your first answer was closer. It's they
Oh,
received 6.8 billion
okay.
in
So I'm kind of in
revenue.
between. Yeah. Okay.
It's either in between or they're getting a little bit more revenue outside of just that annual fee. Like American Express is saying
Hmm.
because the average Delta user
Yeah.
carries a
Maybe. Maybe
balance
they
of
get. Maybe they get half a
$2,000.
percent. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, this article is fascinating. It says the title of this CNN business article is Frequent Flyer Programs, the most profitable part
Hmm.
of the airline industry.
Yeah.
Like it's probably not an exaggeration to say that these credit cards and these points programs have kept some of these airlines from bankruptcy,
Hmm.
which is insane to say. So the companies are making a lot of money off of
No. So
these.
I think about this, and this is that your comment just there about them making a lot of money off of it is probably not surprising. I was thinking about this with my friend. I'm gonna say the other day. It was like a year ago. You and I are both in the same batch. We fly a lot
Mhm.
compared to the average person. And I'm pretty sure because I was thinking about it because I was sitting in first class and going like almost every time I get to fly in first class, I just sit there and I go, I'm so fortunate to have a job that allows me to travel. Like I'm not paying for first class, I'm getting upgraded to first class, but
Yep,
it's
yep.
because I travel for all these conferences. And we were going back and forth about like how many times, well, maybe I'll ask you, Matt, and I'll Google it while I'm looking at how many times do you think the average person even flies in a year?
So are we saying the median flights per year, or the mean would be much higher than the median? Um,
Well, so this is a Gallup poll, and it says average on the Gallup poll.
for okay.
So this one, I'll give it to you. I'll do the same thing for you on the way that I framed
Uh,
this.
well, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna guess the median American doesn't fly at all in a given year. I'm guessing that 50% of the population does not get on a plane in any given year, more than
Wait, what
50%.
was your answer for
I
that? What you
think
just
if
said?
it's median, it's zero. I think the
Correct. So
median person doesn't fly at all in the year.
So this
Uh,
data does, I'll give you data from 2015 because they have data from
okay.
2015 and 2021, but
Yep.
I don't really trust 2021. Let's go 2015. What percentage of
Yep.
people do you think do not fly in a given year? Adults.
62%.
55. It is actually 62 in 2021.
Ah, okay.
So it was
Um,
55 back then.
yeah. Okay. I'm in the
So
ballpark.
they actually they break this down into two parts. So they have the average number of air trips by US adults, and they have the average number of air trips for travelers. So like if you do travel,
Yep.
how
Yep.
many times do you fly per year? So you pick which one you want to do.
Well, I think for the travelers, and I think there will be a huge skew on this. So if once again, if we're going the median among the travelers, I
Okay.
would think it's probably um I assume we're not talking a leg of a flight. I'm assuming like if you're going from Blacksburg to
It
LA
does
and you
just say trips.
let's say
It
trips,
doesn't
yeah.
I'm trying to read real quick. It doesn't. I don't know whether that's
Yeah. If I'm
round
thinking it's
trips.
a trip, so a round trip, I'm guessing the median among travelers is one. That would be my guess. Among the 45 that travel, the median would be one flight per year.
You mean the
Because most
average?
people don't do business. I think the average, though, the mean will be quite a bit higher among travelers. I'll think the mean will be, I don't know, 4.5, but
That's
that's
what it
my
was in
guess.
2015.
No
That's
kidding.
it's 4.6.
Okay. And I think there's a huge skew there. I think the folks that travel twice a
Yeah,
month
I
are really blowing that up.
thankfully Gallup helps us here.
Yeah.
20. So again, I'm gonna give you 2015 numbers. Just I think that's probably more accurate. 55% of people do not take any trips. 25% of people take 1 to 2 trips. nine
Okay.
percent take 3 or 4 trips,
Hmm.
and then 10% of people take 5 or more trips in a year.
Okay. Interesting.
So, well, we were
Interesting.
having this conversation, my friend and I,
Yeah.
because, and I'm gonna like I haven't asked you about your recent travels, but my guess is you and I are in the same boat. I think we travel similarly. We take more than 5 trips per year. We fly
Yes.
more than 5 times a year.
Yep.
I feel very comfortable saying that about you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my guess is it's how many per year would it be? I'm guessing it's 8 or 9 flights,
So
trips with flights
yeah,
per year.
the year that I was having this conversation, I think I was at like 10 or 11. Like I was going monthly somewhere.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and so
could be understating it. I've had stretches. What ends up happening is I'll go through these, quite frankly, brutal stretches of
yes,
travel, and
we're like every weekend for a month and a half, and
yeah, I mean, where it'll
yeah.
be out of 50 days, I'll be out. I won't sleep at home for 25 of them. And that just, as much as I love travel, that's too much.
Right. I will sometimes open my Delta app and I sit there and I go, oh, I have 4 trips planned. Where am I going? Because I'll
Yeah.
book stuff and I forget. So I think I have 3 already booked. That is like I have Jet Set. I'm taking a weekend trip to Minnesota. Forgot to tell you that. Sorry. We can talk about that later. I'm taking a
Nice.
weekend trip to Minneapolis, and then I'm going out to see Dan Keister sometime later in the fall. But like
Very
I know
cool.
that those aren't the only ones, right? I'm going to Southerns.
Yep.
Probably do something for Christmas break. But
Yeah.
so circling, bring this full circle, why I brought this up. When you said that the credit card companies are making profits, high profits off of this, if you don't travel, if you get a, I have to imagine that some of these people who don't travel in a given year probably have one of these co-branded credit cards. They're probably paying $100 for a Delta credit card, have not traveled in an entire year, but got it because they used to travel, they were planning to travel, didn't travel.
Well, and they give a ton of bonus miles, which don't really cost Delta much, right? They have to give a free flight, but the person might have taken
Marginal
it,
cost
and
is basically zero,
yeah,
close to
marginal cost
zero.
is very low. So it is fascinating. I mean, to me, the fact that it is billions of dollars when it is still an American Express card is is stunning, right? Like billions of dollars in revenue. That said revenue, not profit, but
Mhm.
I'm guessing the vast majority of that is profit for Delta.
Do you know how much Delta's revenue was in total in 2023?
That I don't, and I think I'd embarrass myself if I tried to guess. So
Maybe you should walk through it. So this is on their like financial returns.
the revenue in what year?
2023. 20, yes, because they released this in 2024, so it'd be their 2023 full year 2023 operating revenue.
Given how much they highlighted the credit card revenue as being a major force, I don't know, let's say little over 20 billion, maybe. I really don't know. I could be off by a factor. Like,
You're in the right fact. I mean, you got
yeah.
the right factor. 58 billion.
Okay.
Right, but you're talking about 10% of your revenue
10% of the
from selling
revenue.
credit cards. Like that's
And it probably has lower costs than all the rest of the revenue. So,
no jet fuel on that, right?
yeah.
That's
So, I mean, in terms of the
their
reward,
profits are not much. So it's
yeah. So, like the rewards programs, in terms of doing these credit cards, that's one economic factor. These programs, of course, try to build, as we say, they try to build loyalty.
Mhm.
I look first for
Rewards.
Marriott's now. And
Listen, I will always search Delta. I'm like, how much
yeah,
more is it?
so they are giving us something in terms of these points, but what are they getting in return? Well, they're getting data on us. That's one thing. But then they are also getting in theory, increased demand, increased loyalty from us. And it still is a competitive market. Once some places offer these, then others might feel stuck in kind of
Yeah,
going
but you know what?
along with it.
I have to imagine that there's probably pretty high switch. I'm going to say high switching costs, but not. I mean, obviously, it's not costing me anything to switch, but I mean, there are non-zero switching costs to things. So, like, if I wanted to switch from Delta to start flying American, in some senses, I give up kind of the status that I had that I've accumulated on Delta.
Mhm.
There's obviously a hit to my credit score if I cancel my credit card and open a new credit card. Um, I have to learn all the American system. It's going to take me time to build up my loyalty on American
Sure.
to get to the same. Actually, yeah, use your Marriott status as a prime
Yep.
example. If you wanted to switch to Hyatt, the amount of time it would take you to get to the same level that you're at Marriott, right? That is
It only take me a year, but I just have to
like
get the two credit cards. But I'd go that year without it, right? I mean, I'd get the two credit cards and then 1 year in because it's not a lifetime
but
thing.
still, right? It would take you an entire year, right, to build
Mhm.
up that
Correct.
portion. And that's coming from somebody, again, we're gonna pick on Matt, who the university is paying for a lot of your travel. So in some senses, you don't care as much as if you were earning that
Yeah.
status on your own. Where
I
I can
have I have
imagine,
shared with the university that I've saved them a lot of money over the years with
yeah, right. So like,
it's like the free bags and the free breakfast that Marriott's give me and all of the stuff.
if you are personally accumulating all that,
Yeah.
then the switching costs are much higher.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
You
That's
give
fair.
out, you give away you have to give up all your 4 p.m. checkouts.
Yeah. Folks listening in have heard us talking about cruises before, and you're laughing, so you know what's coming up here, right?
I don't know how. I love cruise. I don't cruise like you and like you
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
but
But
your ability to get perks on a cruise is
I don't get the perks. You mentioned Dan.
Dan.
He can
Okay.
get some he can get some perks. I've gotten those cheap offers. He's
Yeah.
gotten. You're right. I've gotten good offers. Yeah, and I've highlighted some of the good offers, like the cheap nights. You play in the casinos like you. Dan's gotten killer ones. Um, Carnival, which is not, I believe you do Royal more often, if
Yes.
I remember right. But Carnival just did a revamp of their point system, and I'm sure some of our listeners are going to know about this. And people flipped out because
They changed a lot of stuff now.
they had a lifetime loyalty program, and they said they're basically going to be moving away from the lifetime VIP levels and moving to more of a system where you get points based on how much you
The royal
spend.
system.
Yeah, well, you get points on based on how much you spend instead of like the number of nights you take. And one thing they are doing is one way you can earn points on Carnival
Carnival
is
credit card.
getting their credit card and putting money on the credit card. Another way is the dollars you spend in the casino can add to it. So I saw this and I'm not a high status. I'm like, this could actually be good for me if I wanted to do Carnival more often, but it's
Let me air my beef.
yeah,
Delta did this same switch 2 years ago,
okay.
where they used to base status on segments that you flew. And then
Okay.
2 years ago, they switched it, and your status is based on how much you spend, how much your flight is, and how much you're spending on the credit card. And like the
Sure.
thresholds are high.
Yeah.
It makes me that actually was the closest I came to switching credit cards. Like in that moment, they really did almost lose me. I'm obviously still with them. But the reason is because the old version, if I don't know any listeners who have picked up on this, is I have been based in State College, Pennsylvania and
Yep.
Roanoke, Virginia. I
Yep.
don't get direct flights. I always have a layover, which meant
Yep.
every time I flew, I got credit for 4 segments
Sure.
because I had these layovers. And the flights weren't expensive. They were $300 flights. They were normal flights. But I was
Yeah.
essentially getting twice the credit that somebody in their
Yep.
hub was getting. And so my guess is I mean, they have it's obviously more profitable for them. But my
Yeah.
guess is probably the people in their hubs are mad. It takes them twice as long to get their segment credit. All
I would
right.
think so.
But now it takes me twice as long because
Sure.
I used to
Yeah.
get all those benefits. And because the university is paying for it, I can't get expensive flights. I have to get the cheap flights.
No, and I'm sure I mean it makes sense. But yeah, once you're used to something and it was a nice perk, right? I mean, it was part of why you were loyal to Delta is you did the numbers and saying, hey, because I'm getting these connecting flights, I do really well on this rewards program and I should do that. And then took it away. And Carnival people were going nuts over it. I mean, I will listen to Cruise News today. It's like a 1.5 minute daily update on Cruise News. Man, people were just flipping out. It was kind of entertaining, actually. Sorry if you're one of those who were flipping out and you're listening, but I found it and a little bit entertaining.
Matt, let me tell you about a rewards program that I am really tempted to do, even though I'm probably not going to do it. Have you ever flown on JetBlue
Once, one
once? How
time.
was it?
It was fine. It was about a decade ago with the kids. It was
Okay. So
they
it's
had a
back when it
cheap
was like
direct flight out of somewhere near us. Yep.
so JetBlue is having their 25th anniversary. Have you heard their promotion?
I have not.
Okay. JetBlue is having their 25th anniversary. They are having a 25 for 25 anniversary. What they are offering is if you take in the rest of the year, so from like 2 weeks ago till the end of the year, if you fly to 25 different cities on JetBlue, they will give you Mosaic status for the next 25 years, in addition to 350,000 airline miles. So you get lifetime, they call it, well, it's not really lifetime because I'm looking at it right now. You get Mosaic
Hmm.
status for 25 years. For you, Matt, the rest of your life, you can have Mosaic status.
Oh, come on. A little bit longer than that.
I don't think you'll be flying you're not going to need the status in 25
At
years.
age 74.
And so, yeah, right. You'll have your retirement. You can take whatever you want. Um, the Mosaic status, though, also gets you like status on other things. I don't remember exactly I think it gets you like
Sure.
Hilton status as well. So you have to go to 25 different airports. So if you fly, for example, Raleigh to New York, if you go Raleigh to JFK, that counts as two.
Yep.
And then if you leave out of like LaGuardia, that'll count as a third. To then go to Charlotte, that'll be your fourth. So you just have to hit 25 unique cities, and
Huh.
you could get 25 years of their top status level.
Somebody has had to calculate what the monetary value of the status is per year, right?
From what I've seen, it's pretty good.
Okay.
And so you can obviously, right, you could book a bunch of one-way flights. You can sort of create these little loops. I thought about it. I'm not opposed to it, but
Where's the closest JetBlue to you?
Raleigh, which is
Okay.
3 hours away.
Oh, that's rough.
No, it's not great.
Yeah.
But if you get lifetime, I get lifetime status, right? It puts you really close. Where I sit there and I go, could I suffer for 6 months? Hit the weekends, Thanksgiving break. I just sort of do every 2 days, fly to a different city. They have a bunch of one-way flights for $150, right? The
Yep.
cost is not that high,
Yeah.
and yeah, I would say I think.
I mean, the way to do it is, you go to, Raleigh down to whatever, Jacksonville for a
Yep.
day, down to Miami for a day, maybe back to Dulles to drive
And
back
the
home.
connections count. So if you have a
Oh.
connection, that connecting counts as one of the legs, right? So if I was flying Raleigh to Los Angeles and it stopped in
Sure.
Chicago, that counts as three.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's
It
tempting,
seems like
right?
what?
It's tempting.
Yeah, I can't do 25 airports in the remainder of 2025, but if I had a JetBlue hub near me,
That's the
and you
right?
figure you're already
It's
getting
their
10
hub.
of them, then I would maybe I would think about it. But I
I don't even know what their
one
hub is, what their hub would count as.
yeah, one year one of the poker sites said if you played a certain number of hands between April and May, they'd give you a free entry to the $10,000 main event of the World Series of Poker, which the winner was just decided shortly before we started recording, by the way. It was pretty awesome. But the and I started thinking through here. I'm like, I'm at Susquehanna and teaching, and be 40 hours a week playing poker, but that's not bad. I can play 40 hours a week of poker for a free entry. But then quickly realized now I'm two small kids and the day job. I did not end up going for that, but I thought
I'm
about it.
really, I'm really curious after this is all over, like how many people get this lifetime status.
Yeah. I'm curious. I'm curious terms and conditions. Like, what could they do to take it away? I mean, they're saying it, but those are the things. They change these things all the time. There's got to be some clause in there that we
Hmm.
promise it for at least 2 years, but then we could change it upon further notice or whatever. Or I don't
And
know.
Heathrow, they have a Heathrow Express upgrade if you get this stat. So they're the tier that you're getting, three
Yeah.
times bonus miles, two free check bags, beer, wine, and liquor on your flights, same day switches, special boarding, priority security, dedicated check-in. Avis is you'll get Avis preferred plus status. Um,
But you do have to fly JetBlue every time, though.
yeah,
I mean, it was a perfectly fine airline, but I have flown it once in my life, and
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know how it ranks, right? I think
So like, but it is kind of fascinating, right? They had some pretty smart people
mhm.
running some numbers, and you are thinking maybe not too seriously, but you're thinking about should
I've
I
thought
go for this?
yes, I have at least looked at where they fly. I have at least opened their website. I have looked at where they're flying, and never would I have done that in any other context because I don't live near a hub. So I did look according to this is a CBS News article. JetBlue comes in at number six, right behind Hawaiian Airlines, right above American Airlines. So not
Hmm,
promising.
yeah.
American just beats out Allegiant, Spirit, and Frontier. So maybe I don't want status on this flight. Maybe I don't want lifetime status on one of the bottom airlines.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's kind of interesting though. So hopefully for all those who listened, hope you found this our little discussion to think through our thoughts and a little bit on the economic rationale. And these companies aren't doing it for fun.
Not a
There are
gift.
people who they hire economists who are trying to figure out ways to optimize profits, and this is one of the ways that they're going about it. And it's kind of fascinating. It's kind of fun. There's a little bit of lot of strategy in there. It would be kind of a fun job to have all of that internal data and be making some of the calls on what to do on these various programs and what offers. And how cool would the guy at JetBlue feel right now, who was the one who pitched this idea, who came up with this, right? Like they're thinking they're awesome,
Right?
probably
Because
right up until the time where too many
I mean,
people get it and they go bankrupt.
no, I have a feeling what we're going to see is you're going to have all these people who got 23, 24 flights and just didn't get it. They do have, to be fair, they have tiers on the way down, but
Yeah,
to be able to extract as much as they're getting out of 24 people or 24 flights, and then they don't have to give you that extra status, I think will be
yeah, yeah.
profitable for them. I have a feeling they're not losing money.
They're probably not losing money.
I don't
They're
think they're
probably
losing
not
it.
losing money. Time value of money as well. The money this year is going to be worth more than the future costs. But any final thoughts before we go to pop culture references?
Got nothing for you.
You have any pop culture references for this?
No, not
I
at
have
all.
I have one,
Okay.
and I can say it. I don't think there's a video clip of this anywhere, but we might be able to. Maybe we can make one. But the movie Up in the Air, which
Okay.
was George Clooney and I want to say Anna Kendricks, but I could be wrong on. It would have been a younger Anna Kendricks.
It is Anna
Um,
Kendrick. Good job.
okay, is it just Kendrick? And I put a plural.
Kendrick.
Okay. Um, he is kind of teaching her the ropes about like airlines point systems, and he actually crossed like the 1 million mile mark on a flight in that particular movie. So his character is quite obsessed with all of the
Collecting points.
every little scheme to make airline travel a little bit more enjoyable.
Well, as you were sitting there talking about it, I did think about one clip that I love. So this will be a shout out to Linda Gent. It is one of it's from her Seinfeld website, yada, 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 econ.com.
Yep.
And actually, in the moment, I'm surprised I forgot about it. It's actually one of I can't find the clip, but I remember it well enough, so it's fine. It's one of the, actually, I think one of the early clips that I would have used when first teaching.
Sure.
There's an episode where I'm trying to remember I don't remember who it was, but they were collecting stamps to get a free sub. It was either Jerry or Elaine, and they got 9 out of the 10 stamps, and then they lose the card
Oh,
right before the 10th sub, and they're freaking out because they basically they lost a free sub. And I remember using this to talk about how that's not a free sub. The sub is priced into it. You're paying 10, everybody pays 10% more so that you can get your free sub at the end, things like that. So
Nice.
I'll try to, I'm sure Linda has it on her website somewhere, but that's always a really good one. I love the sort of loyalty programs, perks, things like that. I think about my Kroger gas. Uh, I'm not getting, they're not really giving me a discount. I'm just paying more for my groceries, but
Yeah.
I will get my Kroger gas.
You're still going to take
discounts.
it. You're still going to take it.
Of
So,
course I will.
well, thank you to everybody. I believe our next recording should be one that we record live in St. Louis, the next
Yes.
one that drops.
Okay.
Is this one? So
It will be.
hopefully there will be a couple from there that we record. But any recommendations, we always appreciate them. So please go ahead and either send us a note, leave a comment. Of course, we always appreciate the 5-star reviews, comments, what you enjoyed, what you didn't. I was talking to an alum today, and he mentioned how his wife was going to comment because she loved the Broadway episode but disagreed with us on something. And I was like, should have commented. Like what? So that was like thought that was pretty cool. But
Listen, I heard from Matt Hill, who will be at Jet Set, that he listened to our episode the other day and was shocked that I had never seen Back to the Future. So he plans on haranguing me for it. But I think the way we get him back is we make him be on our podcast
I like it.
at Jet Set in a couple weeks.
That sounds good. Hopefully he listens to this in time and he's not
Exactly.
surprised when he's on. But how was the beer?
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I did not finish it. So I'm about right here.
Yeah.
So I'm real close. I got a couple drinks left, but it is it's a cocoa porter, so it's going down
Sure.
real slow. I'm probably just gonna call it quits.
Okay. I you know,
Your
the Bud
Zero
Zero
is-
went down easy. It's like there was no alcohol in it. It just went down so simple. So,
I don't think I've ever had it, so I will tell you. How would you rate it, Matt? Actually, before we log off, out of
Honestly,
5 stars.
I think I have rating inflation overall. My mean is between a 3.75 and a 4. I'd
Okay.
probably, depending on the day, rate it as a 3.5 or a 3.75. So close to my average. I mean, it's not as good as a great IPA.
Yeah.
Or even a average IPA, but it's a pretty decent beer.
2.4.
2.4 is the average. Yeah, I have beer inflation on this. Although I don't have beer inflation on the fancy craft microbrewed beers. I do have I tend to like some of the mass-produced beers a little bit more than the average untapped user likes some of the mass-produced beers. But I will have to enter in Bud Zero. 2.4. Oh, it's going up after this rating. So thanks again to everybody for listening. It's again, comments, 5-star reviews, all of that's good. And Jadrian, until next time, cheers.
Cheers, Matt.